So yesterday we learned at the People's Summit that we live in a world full of journalists. Anyone today can be a journalist. You just got to go home and do your little research on Google. Is that dangerous? I mean, sure, that's great, right?
No, that's not great. Anybody can't be a journalist. Anybody can't. Journalism is a craft. You have to have reporters. You have to have the resources to do investigative reports. All that has to happen. That's not saying you can't do that on your own WordPress. You can do that, but you can't do it consistently, and you can't do it consistently good. That's not journalism.
That's not journalism. So what's the big deal by changing the models of journalism from professional journalism to citizen journalism?
Propaganda. Because the main thing is like MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, all these mainstream media news outlets that we don't like, that's propaganda. They're putting out propaganda. They have the money to put out propaganda all the time, to omit things from the conversation, to determine the conversation.
That's actually very good. You don't know, in a liberal democracy, it's not, the propaganda doesn't come by like telling you false stories necessarily. It comes by what they leave out. So you think you're making informed decisions, but you don't know all the things you need to know. Because some of the things you need to know might hurt your feelings, might hurt the ratings. And as a citizen journalist, are you going to be attuned to that sophistication when you do your investigative journalism work?
Well, even if you are attuned to that and you know what's being left out of the conversation, you're a citizen journalist, which means you're operating your own WordPress account, which even if you have a decent following, most people don't know about. So you don't have the marketing budget of an MSNBC who can market to 200,000, 400,000, a few million people to say, hey, check this story out. So you're telling the truth, but you're telling the truth in a vacuum because you don't have any money. So being a citizen journalist isn't the same thing as like being a journalist with marketing dollars behind you.
Now, I think this is one of those deals that probably disproportionately affects black people. One, the omission of information is information that's relevant to black lives. And two, black people don't have the internet like this guy.
Black people don't have the internet, and even black media outlets, we don't have the money. We don't have the money. So, and when people are looking at where should I advertise, where should I put my advertising dollars, nobody's going to put their advertising dollars. People aren't looking to put their advertising dollars with the group of people who have the least money in America. Like, that's not where the eyeballs are going. That's not where the marketing money is going. So I can't even get that. Even with a solid, audience, you're not going to get that.
I think this is part of a bigger trend in our professionalization of things that matter. The way we treat public school teachers and educators and administrators. It's like, no, anybody with an MBA can run a school now with charter schools. Like, you don't have to be a professional. There's no expertise. Yeah. And the expertise isn't appreciated maybe like it was, or maybe definitely like it should be. And to see that happen to journalism actually threatens our democracy in all of these kind of sophisticated ways. So when people tell you, and when journalists tell you, oh no, be a citizen journalist, they're saying, we need you to do our job. And that's a problem.
That's a problem. And on the panel I was on yesterday, it was a lot of great people. I appreciated it, good stuff. But they were, for the most part, they were working for organizations. I mean, they were working for outlets that had money. And they're working there for a reason. If it was just okay to be a citizen journalist, they wouldn't be working for the Daily News. You wouldn't be working for the Intercept. You wouldn't be working for all these different places that were, represented. Yes Magazine. You have to have money to publish a magazine. So you wouldn't be working for places that pay you money if it was okay just to be a citizen journalist. Now, I understand that a lot of citizen journalists get picked up from other places. That's great if you're looking to get picked up and put your name out there. But don't just say, like, you can be like me. No, probably you can't.
No, and if you're black, you can't. Now, we're not going to name names.
No,
but someone, we're going to tell the truth. We're not going to name names, but we might name names. It depends how loose we get with this. But we are going to tell the truth. One of these journalists who told us you can go out to be a citizen journalist, like in the panel, outside of the panel told you the truth. That when he was trying to be a citizen journalist, he needed a rich family.
He just said, I didn't mean to kind of imply that what you were saying was wrong. He was like, I'm just, he was like, I understand where, and I had to beg for money too, and I appreciate the honesty. Like and nobody wants to go around begging for money. Like, we're in an era where people have to go around begging millionaires and billionaires to get things done. How you gonna fight millionaires and billionaires when you get money from millionaires and billionaires? Like, even at places where they're doing good work and they're funded by millionaires and billionaires, everybody's not going to find a millionaire and billionaire to fund them. It's just not going to happen. Most billionaires don't care about your journalism because it's not good for them anyway. Right. So, like, that's a one shot. That's like that one shot thing. We always talk about hitting the lottery. Right. Like, you hit the lottery. by working for a billionaire who like go do the right thing. I appreciate what you do. It's not going to happen for most people, and that's not how journalism should be funded anyway. So what are we going to do about funding? Like, how are we going to make journalism sustainable for people to have a living, take care of your babies and stuff, but you're still out there doing the right thing?
All right, so there are two models. One is government-funded model through legislation, through either municipal or state legislation, or there's the membership model. But you have to go out and get members too, and that's
yes. But and people can cancel their membership at any time.
yeah.
You know?
You have a problem with that, don't you, Yvette?
Well, I don't have any problem. With people
Not an ethical problem, like a financial problem with that.
Yeah, because people, a lot of people, like, we're living in a post-jobs era. People are driving for Uber. They don't have money to like put into your stuff. Not working class regular people. Now, if your journalism is you're at maybe the Atlantic or maybe the New Yorker, and you're creating that kind of journalism. Yes, you can get people.
But that's not for democracy. That's not the solution to our democracy.
No, the solution for so much of this stuff has to come from government. It has to. Like, there's no other way around it. And that's why I get so frustrated. People are like, I don't need government. Yes, you do. You just don't know enough to know that you do.
I don't need government to clean up my water.
Yeah. What you gonna do? You gonna put in all new infrastructure? Like, how you gonna do that? Like, even Oprah can't do that.